How's it going, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Kedman Sports. Today we're creating team number 21 of 130 in Doug Flutie's Maximum Football 2019, and this is going to be our first independent university. So as I've said in previous videos, I set up the conferences before I started creating to kind of be geographically what I wanted the conferences to look like when I was all done. And so this team's actually going to be the first one that will fall into the independent category. And it's for good reason. This team is actually going to be in Alaska, so you can understand why that would be one of the independent teams. It's kind of hard to fit an Alaska team into a conference appropriately when you're looking at geographic considerations. So this team will be the Southern Alaska Polars, and it's going to be in the capital of Alaska. Team abbreviation will be SAP for Southern Alaska Polars. And then for the colors, we're going to kind of use, it's similar to a Tennessee Titans blue. It's a little bit lighter than that, actually, maybe even like a North Carolina blue. And then for the secondary color, it's just going to be white, kind of playing off of the two colors in the logo there. So then we'll transition over to the uniform, and we're going to put the logo on each side of the helmet. If you've been watching these videos, the default team that I kind of start with when I go to create a team has this polar bear logo, and it fits really well on the side of a helmet. You can see there it's a good size for a helmet. It's big, but it doesn't kind of run into any of the ear hole or anything like that. So once the logos are on, you can make the base color. That's what the blue looks like. I think that would be a really cool helmet, depending on how you want to spin it. But for the purpose of this team, I really want to do a white out away uniform, which includes obviously a white helmet. So I'm going to use the white helmet through both home and away, since you can only have one helmet in this game. And then for the face mask, we're going to keep it white. And then for the stripe, we're going to do a double stripe with the light blue by making the center stripe white to kind of match the rest of the helmet. And that's going to be kind of the trend throughout this uniform, is using that double stripe through pretty much every aspect. So then we'll transition over to the home uniform. For the font, the Bangers font, I haven't used since I think Trenton Tech was the team that I used for this font for last, and I'm pretty sure the only team I've used it for. So we're going to cycle that one back through and use it here, just to kind of mix it up and do something different. And then for the jersey color, we're going to use that blue, which is a 50, 200, and then the 255 on the RGB. And we'll do the same thing on the sleeves as well. I do like this blue. It's almost like an ice blue, is kind of how I describe it, which is why I really like the way it looked on the helmet, but for the sake of a white out away uniform, we deferred to the white. So then for the stripes themselves, we're going to stick with that double stripe theme, and put blue in the center of the stripe and then white on either side. So it's the same concept as what we did on the helmet. It's just we're kind of flipping it to make it where the primary color is the jersey color. So then for the collar, we're also going to make that white, just to kind of add a little bit more differentiation in the color scheme of the uniform. And then for the number, I am going to put a black trim on the number. I think leaving the numbers bold would be okay, but I think if you can put a black trim on it, you can see there it's not a real thick trim, so it doesn't really take away from the white and blue color scheme, and it kind of just helps it to be a little bit more legible. So we'll do that for the text as well, and then we'll transition over to the pants, which I'm also going to keep white and then carry through that double stripe that we used on the helmets, the exact same scheme there. And then we'll transition down to the socks, which I believe this is going to be the first time I've done this, where I'm keeping the socks and the sock band white, and the stripes are going to be the only color. So it's really just going to be a striped sock with the blue, and that'll be the only color to it. You can kind of see there. So then we'll transition over to the away uniform, and it's going to be pretty similar to the home uniform. We're going to put Alaska across the chest. I think Southern Alaska would be way too big, and it would just kind of look awkward. And I think putting just Alaska across the chest is going to be all right. This is going to be our only team in Alaska, so it's not like you're going to get it mixed up with a different team with what you have across the chest there. So then for the sleeves, we'll use the double stripe again, and then for the collar, to add a little bit more color to the uniform, we're going to do both the collar and the collar stroke as that kind of ice blue color, just to, like I said, add a little bit more color to the away uniform. Otherwise, it's just going to be a ton of white, and you do want to incorporate as much of the primary color as you can. So then for the numbers, we're going to stick with that blue, and we're going to put the black outline again. For the same reason we did on the home, it just makes it a little bit more legible. kind of distinguish from the white and the blue. And we're going to do the exact same thing with the text, make the text color that ice blue, and then the text stroke is going to be the black outline. So then we'll transition to the pants, and as I said, this is going to be a whiteout uniform, so the pants will be white, and the pants and socks are going to be the exact same that we did on the home uniform. It's just going to be that white with the blue stripe on the side, and then the socks themselves will also just be that kind of, I think it's pretty much a triple stripe with the blue. And that'll be it for this team. It's a pretty quick team to create, just because you are using a lot of white. It's really only 2 colors with black kind of sprinkled in. So as always, thank you for watching. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, and also drop in the comments any suggestions you might have for future teams. That could be colors, logos, anything like that, anything that you would like to see me create.